Hi guys, what I want to show you right now is how to test the thermostat on your refrigerator. Now this is mainly going to apply to, say, a top freezer refrigerator that only has one temperature sensor that can detect temperature, and that's going to be in the refrigerator compartment. So what you want to do is gain access to the actual thermostat control, and this is what it's going to look like behind here. And most of the time they're going to have two wires coming off of them. You have main power wire, and then you're going to have another wire that runs over to the defrost timer. Now the defrost timer is what sends the voltage to your evaporator fan, your compressor, your defrost heater, and stuff like that. So this is when your machine is not in defrost, this little piece right here is what's going to cause the machine to cycle on and off. And what you may end up finding is that, say you come down in the morning, come home from work, your machine's not doing anything, okay? You don't hear the compressor, you don't hear the fan. The dial is turned to, the regular factory setting or wherever you have it set, and nothing. It's not getting cold. No compressor, no fan. So the first thing you want to do when you discover that problem is go ahead and make sure the machine is not in defrost. And how you're going to do that, and I can show you on this here real quick. Let me grab my flathead screwdriver before I show you. Is you're going to want to find the defrost timer, which is this piece right here. That's your defrost timer. Now when the machine goes into defrost, it's going to shut the compressor and the fan off. What you want to do is stick your flathead screwdriver where the dial is and go ahead and turn that and make sure that it's not in defrost. Now this one here is now out of defrost. If you stick your screwdriver in there, you turn it and everything comes on, the machine was in defrost. Now your refrigerator is going to go in defrost 3 times a day. So if you have a no cool problem where it's definitely too warm, your stuff's thawing out in your freezer, and you turn that and it comes out of defrost, you may have a bad defrost timer and it was just stuck in defrost and it was never coming out. You have just turned it out of defrost. Now everything's going to start getting cold again. What you're going to want to do is replace the defrost timer. But if you turn a dial and it's not in defrost, no compressor, no fan, not in defrost, you want to check this right here. Now what this does, basically this opens and closes. Opens a circuit, closes a circuit. So you would want to disconnect your refrigerator from the wall so there's no power. You can test this here with ohms. On these two terminals right here, I'm going to pull the plugs off. Now with the machine in the on position, this should be a closed circuit. Let me find these. That should be a closed circuit. Voltage should be able to go from here to the other terminal back there with no problems at all. When you cut the refrigerator off, now there's no continuity between these two pins right here. So if you have this into the on position, your refrigerator is not getting cold, it's not in defrost, fan's not running, compressor's not running, and there's nothing going on between these. You have open circuit between these two pins, then you have a bad thermostat. So that's what you're going to find. You're either going to find you have a bad defrost timer, it was stuck in defrost, or this is bad, which is pretty, I won't say common, but it happens. It happens. One of these two is usually the fault, whether it might be stuck in defrost. You go ahead and spin this and everything comes on. You're like, oh, look at that, it's back on. Your timer was bad. It went to defrost and stayed there. Never wanted to come out. It's only supposed to be in defrost for maybe 20, maybe 30 minutes. Then it comes back out and it usually doesn't affect the temperatures. But if you definitely have an issue where freezer stopped freezing, your refrigerator's not cold, you turn that dial, everything comes on, you got a bad defrost timer. But if you turn that dial and it still doesn't come on, check your thermostat. You should have a closed circuit between these two pins when it's in the on position. Unless of course it's as cold as it needs to be, then it's going to open up. But chances are if it's too warm in your refrigerator and this is open and it's on, that's bad. I hope I've made this clear enough for you to understand. And like always, if you have questions, just leave them in the comment section below. I can elaborate a little bit more on it, or actually show you. But you put your meter on ohms, you know, you should have a closed circuit between, you know, these two terminals. And if it's open, it's bad. So there you have it. And like always, thanks for watching, and good luck, and use common sense when you're working on your refrigerator so you don't hurt yourself, especially when you're working with voltage and stuff like that. But in a case like this, you know, we're not really working with voltage. You know, before you take this out of your refrigerator, go ahead and find your defrost timer, give it a little spin, just to make sure that it's not in defrost, and that's why your compressor and your fan are not running. But if you did that, no compressor, no fan, you know, disconnect the machine from the wall and check this. Voltage should be able to pass from one terminal to the other. It should be a closed circuit when the dial is in the on position. So there you have it. That's how you test the thermostat on a, you know, regular old refrigerator. Thanks for watching.